My next guest is Rita Romano. She's the author of this book, Sauces for Pasta Lovers. I hope we can get that without too much shine. And we're going to talk about some great sauces from a real Italian, born in Italy and came over here. Thank you very much for being with us, Rita.
Thank you.
Now, you came over a few years ago from Italy.
Exactly.
and the famous thing, well known, is that Italians love to eat. You know, typically people, the rest of the world eats to live. Italians
live to eat. Exactly,
okay?
And that's me.
Okay, well, that's good because that's me too. The idea, though, of sauces, as concentrating on just that with your book. Okay, how'd you get into this?
Well, actually, I did a lot of research for restaurants. I had 3 restaurants in town. It was all pasta restaurants. And I did a lot of research in Italy, and I traveled from north to south and did different research concerning the sauces, because that's the basic idea about the pasta.
Right,
exactly. That's the base.
Right.
And then whatever you put on, and you create a different meal. So doing that, we had a restaurant with 31 different sauces for pasta.
Gee.
So I did that, and the response was fantastic. And my idea was to make things simple. People here in America have no idea to cook sauces. They think, you open a bottle of ragu or a can of ragu, that's it. They don't realize, the time they spend opening the can of ragu, they can make their own sauce. The ingredients to this is just basically diced tomatoes, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, of course garlic,
of course.
and chopped up sun-dried tomatoes, and capers, and brie.
Okay.
Pieces of brie in there. That's
and
it. Just about 15 minutes. You start out with the extra virgin olive oil, you put the garlic in there, you saute it just for a little bit, then you put the diced tomatoes, a couple minutes only, because you really don't need to cook it that long. People have this tendency thinking, oh my God, hours and hours to make this sauce.
Well, right, the 8 hour, I always remember my mother, we're full-blooded Italian, my mom starting, it's like 8 or 9 in the morning and cooking the sauce all day long.
Right. The fact is, in those days, a lot of the meats they used, like to make the meatballs and the sausage and the ribs and so forth, meat needs to cook, okay? But today, with all the fresh ingredients and the mixture of different ingredients, you really don't need that much time.
Eating this right now, now, these are little bow ties.
These are bow ties, which is farfalle in Italian.
Little kids would love this, little bow tie pasta.
Bow ties, farfalle means...
oh, wow.
You'll love it. It's really good. Really good. The ingredients are great because the sun-dried tomatoes are good. The diced tomatoes, the capers, it's gourmet. You have the Parmesan cheese and the brie. And it's a 15, 20 minutes a dish, and it's really easy to make. And we have just when you have the tomatoes and the fresh basil, that's all you need.
What gave you the idea of putting the book together with these, 31 sauces?
Well, the restaurant was 31 sauces. These I have a little bit less because I tried to combine healthy and easy. Okay. Basically, just because of a lot of requests from the restaurant. I had a lot of professionals come into the restaurant, and they said, Rita, you have to write a book. You have to write a book. And I figured, well,
So people can get the book, and of course, it's one thing to read a book and follow the directions, and that's one thing, but then to hear it from the person and to be taught. Now, you mentioned cooking classes.
Right.
How do you go about getting involved in that? I mean, that sounds like fun.
Actually, I have 3 classes a week, and the people call me for the schedule, and I tell them what's on the menu, and I send out a schedule every month. I have Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays I have singles classes.
A single, okay. Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, here's a perfect example
exactly.
of something.
I really want to teach these people, or the people here, just eat decent. They don't need to go, to fast food. Or, it's just something, if they're home and they have a pound of pasta, and if they have a can of tomatoes and they have some parsley or some garlic or onions, they can put a meal together. And it's a good meal. That's the whole idea. They could eat proper, and they don't have to spend a lot of money. And then they get the satisfaction, hey, I made this.
Now, you've emphasized several times now the fresh ingredients. Is that I mean, with our fast way of doing it, it's tough sometimes to get the freshest of them.
Parsley is always available.
Sure.
Fresh parsley is always available, and it really makes a difference in the cooking. It really does. And basil is seasonal, but I do carry it basil, and it's easy to grow. You know, in a little pot, I've grown quite a bit of it. And they're just basic. Salt and pepper, you know, you can make a meal with just basic. And that's the idea. Onions are always available. Garlic is always available, you know. Just make sure that both parties eat the garlic.
Or carry a packet of Tic Tac, right?
Basic, that's it. That's it. But that's what's important, is just that you're able to get these ingredients. The book is about that, or basic ingredients, not just something that you buy and it's going to sit in your cupboards for a long time, because a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I work with onions, garlic, celery, carrots, you know, things that you're able to purchase in any store, especially here in Arizona.
Right,
you know,
right.
Back in Italy, when I lived in Italy, vegetables and herbs was no problem. Back east was no problem, but here is a little bit more limited. So this is the reason I wanted to make this simple and easy, so anybody could do it.
Let me just flip the page to something and...
Pick an easy one.
Well, sure, okay. I don't know what this... I'll just flip the page.
Oh, all'arrabbiata.
Okay.
That's it, good. All'arrabbiata. Okay, here's, just to give you an idea, olive oil, onions, carrots, black olives, everything's easy. Tomatoes, red pepper, which is hot pepper, it's peperoncino in Italiano, okay? Salt, parsley, and cheese, Romano cheese.
This is your cheese, Romano cheese.
Romano cheese. Yeah,
Want to take just a second on and explain maybe what you have found to be the best way to, at least, because that's the base.
Right.
You got to put some of the sauce on.
Well, the key to cooking good pasta is to use plenty of water. Okay. You don't need to put oil into the water.
Oh, really?
People think that you have to put oil so it doesn't stick together. When you buy dry pasta, you really don't need to. The idea is to use plenty of water, and the guideline is 1 gallon of water per 1 pound of pasta. It just gives you a guideline, okay? So the water has to come to a rolling boil, and then you put the pasta in. Once you put the pasta in, then you add the salt.
So you boil the water first?
You have to, yeah, it has to come to a rolling boil.
Yeah, most places...
That's the idea, because then it doesn't stick together.
Right.
You don't need to put anything except have plenty of water, because you want the pasta to swim in the water, basically. And that's what, and if you buy, the key also is to buy good products. You have to buy 100% durum wheat semolina. Durum wheat is the core of the wheat.
Right.
That's what has all the most protein or all the ingredients that you need. You don't need the white flour and so forth. So if you buy good products, you're going to have good results. Actually, I have a great recipe in here, which is spinach, mushroom, and cream. But it's light. It's not a heavy, you know, plus you have your vegetables. You have your mushrooms, and you have a little bit of cream. Everybody loves cream. And it has Parmesan cheese in it. It's excellent, excellent recipe. That was my #1 seller in the restaurant. People loved it because you give them cream, they love it.
Sure,
they love it, you know. Where the Italian mentality, especially in the South, where I'm from the South, is the plainer the better. You know, and mostly we're more familiar with the tomatoes and so forth. Where the North, they use more rice and cream sauces. It's the difference.
Well, that's great. Again, the singles class on Wednesday?
Wednesday evening, yes.
Right, okay.
Yes, 6:30.
Great.
I have a group from anywhere from 8 to 10 people. Of course, you know, half females and half males.
Good.
And I try to play Cupid a little bit.
Well, okay. All right. Well, food and love. It
But
goes
it's
together.
great. Exactly, exactly. That's a great combination, the two necessities of life, right?
There you go. That's it. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Rita Romano, sauces for pasta lovers and lovers in general. But thank you very much, Rita.
Thank
Good to have you
you.
with us.
Thank you
and,
for having me.
We're going to enjoy this as we say goodnight. And thank you for being with us on Arizona Now and Then. And stick around. There's always some more stuff going on in the station. And see you again next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.